Yes, I mean, one of the most offensive things, I suppose, to the Brits, who really, we have a Westminster system here in imitation of the British system. It's meant to be the ideal system and so on. Now they're saying that the UK resembles Italy. Italy's had 69 governments since World War II and 29 prime ministers. No women, but one about to come on board. From your discussions with those in charge, can the Conservative Party recover after there's a long way to go, 200 plus years?
Yeah. Look, I think they can. They're very defeatist over there. Everyone who I was speaking to, I was going to a few lunches around Westminster for a few days, and I actually got a ticket into Prime Minister's questions, and she was very, very unimpressive, Liz Truss. Her parliamentary performance is very bad, and that was her time to shine. And they were saying, hey, this is the big one. You've really got to motivate the troops. Couldn't do it. You're right about Labor. Keir Starmer was no better. But, look, I don't know where it's going to end up.
Who impressed, of all these people you met and saw and listened to, who impressed you most? I know you had some thoughts about Suella Braverman.
She's very good.
She was a King's Counsel, that's the old QC, tough portfolio Home Secretary. She's only 42 years of age, born in London, raised in Wembley, but she's the daughter of parents both of Indian origin. She's got a master's degree in European and French law from the distinguished Sorbonne, and she took her oath of office on the Dhammapada, which is a collection of sayings of the Buddha in verse form. What do you make of Braverman?
She's very good, very good. I was at a function with her. She has her eyes on the top prize, but she doesn't want it too soon. She wants to prove herself in this portfolio. She wants to turn back the boats, stop all these illegal immigrants and the channel crossings that are happening at the moment. And I mean, there's something like 32,000 have just rock up on the beaches there, and they just rock up on the beaches across the channel. She wants to stop that. She's big on this Rwanda plan, which Priti Patel could not get through because the EU sort of blocked it and all this sort of stuff. So she wants time to prove herself, and then I think she will go for it. But look, I'm not as defeatist as a lot of people who I was speaking to were. They can definitely beat Labor. Labor have no plan. Keir Starmer, very unimpressive. I tell you what, if Angela Rayner was the deputy, who's the deputy now, if she was the leader, they'd be in trouble.
She's a tough bird.
There is hatred in her eyes. When you in Parliament, she hates the other side, and she could do it.
Just before you go, the problem with politics, I had to disillusion a young man who's immersed in politics, but the problem with politics is that you often only get one chance to make a good first impression. Have the Brits and her MPs had a look at Liz Truss and simply said, sorry, we don't want her?
Yes. I think there's a lot of regret there. And yeah, correct. She's running on borrowed time.
And terrible judgment, of course. Terrible judgment.
I mean, went down like a lead balloon. She never had to do the mini budget. This is what I never understand. I mean, she rushed this mini budget. It didn't have to happen like this. No. Didn't have to happen like this.
And then she said she was not for turning, which was a nod to her heroine, Margaret Thatcher. But she's now turned so many times with no sense of remorse.
Correct.
Okay, second, I said was the last question. This is my last. You're too young to be Nostradamus, but could her premiership become the shortest in British history? I mean, James Waldegrave was there, but he didn't form a government. He was there for a couple of days, 8 days, I think. And George Canning was Prime Minister for 119, but he died. So in modern history, Sir Alec Douglas Hume was 1 year and 1 day. So she might make a bit of history yet, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. No, I think so. And look, if they put the right person in, not Rishi Sunak, not Penny Mordaunt, if they put someone else in, I think they've got a real chance to resurrect the government.
Good on you.